Hi, it's Darin Eppich. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we were going to discuss, my 5 favorite homes of 2022 Oscar winners from last night. And I was going to do something fun with it, mix the, Oscars, because I love the Oscars and have since I was a kid, and mix it with real estate. And I was going to include Will Smith in that group because I expected him to win, Best Actor, and I also loved King Richard, so I anticipated using Will Smith in the video. This video has kind of changed pretty much last night. If you weren't watching it, you probably heard about it. This video is really going to focus now on, not on his properties or, him including the properties that are, the best properties of these Oscar winners. It's going to focus on Will Smith and the hit heard around the world, or the slap heard around the world. Last night I couldn't believe it. I thought it was fake. I thought it was staged. I think everyone did for a second. It's something I can't stop thinking about since I saw it. I can't unsee it. We will eventually talk about my favorite homes of Oscar winners from this past year, the 2022 Oscar winners, and then my favorite homes of the group. But we got to talk about this. It's all people are talking about. It's all over Twitter, all over the internet, everything. I'm getting messages from people going, did you see that? That's all people are talking about. It's like the craziest thing ever. I wanted to celebrate Will Smith, and after last night, I think doing a video and including his home may not happen because, he's such an influential person and it's hard to really, put best foot forward or to promote someone who, made a really bad decision. This was a really bad decision in all of the years he's worked hard for, and it's hard to promote someone who makes a decision like this. But that being said, if you like the content you see today, please like the video, subscribe. We do a new video every week, and I would like you to comment if you think it was Will Smith or Chris Rock's to blame or fault for what happened. I would be interested to see the responses on that because I know a lot of people have a lot of thoughts behind it. I think the majority say Will Smith, but there are definitely some that say Chris Rock was wrong. I will comment on that later. So here we go. So first of all, what happened? Chris Rock hosted the Oscars before. He's a famous comedian. He was a presenter last night. I want to say 2/3 through maybe towards 20, 30 minutes left in the Oscars. He comes out to present Best Documentary, and present the award and the nominees. Why they bring them on and why they bring comedians to host, etc. is to lighten things up. Almost every award show has comedians to lighten things up. So he, is doing his banter, whatever, picks out Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, makes a G.I. Jane 2 joke because she has a shaved head. Initially, Will Smith laughs. If you look at Jada Pinkett Smith, she rolls her eyes. She doesn't seem really too happy about it. Then the camera cuts away, because I've watched it a million times. And you're gonna see all this below here in a second. There's a link in the body so you can click and watch it over and over again. You'll see she rolls her eyes and you could tell something changes because Chris Rock keeps talking and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And Will Smith walks up and slaps him. Or you think he punches him, or you think it's fake because you hear like a thud. He hit the microphone, so for a second there, I thought maybe he didn't actually hit him because the award show at that time felt like an MTV award show the whole time anyways. It didn't have its normal prestige feeling like the normal Oscar award shows do every year. I think they're just trying to spice it up and make it more interesting for the younger generation. But that being said, he hits him and you wonder if it's real or fake. We don't know. All I can say is I think what happened was Will Smith initially, as any person who's getting roasted or part of the roast, decided to laugh because he did. We see it. I think maybe Jada Pinkett Smith rolled her eyes and then he saw how upset she was, so he decided to do something about it, forgetting that he's in the Oscars, and goes up there and smacks Chris Rock. Really surreal, to be honest with you. And I think Chris Rock handled it very well. He kind of composed himself and was like, whoa. And then he kind of went back into, presenting. But for the whole time, we're just like, what just happened? We thought it was real, fake. We had to play it again. We didn't know if it was a hit or a slap. Internet searched it. The whole thing's freaking crazy. So now the section is, was the hit or slap real or fake? We talked about this all last night. I even searched it this morning. It looked pretty real from the get-go. I didn't think he hit him. I thought he slapped him. People I was watching the Oscars with debated whether it was a hit or slap. We slowed it down. We watched over and over again. I saw other clips that showed open hand. So he slapped him like a bitch. Not saying I'm a fan of that, but it's the same thing. It's still a hit. still not warranted. You know, you think it's possibly fake until you realize they're bleeping everything out between Chris Rock and Will Smith. And if you look at Will Smith's face, he's not acting. He is pissed. The clip below in my body of my email, I mean, my YouTube channel description, you can watch it. There's ones that you can find that you can hear what he says. I think a lot of them now, you hear what he says. I think he's like, leave my wife's name out of this, etc., blah, blah, blah. And Chris Rock's like, hey man, it was just a G.I. Jane joke, which honestly, it was just a G.I. Jane joke. It was real because today, like in the last couple hours, in the evening, the next day, Will Smith issued an apology. So definitely real. You can wonder if it's fake or real, but I don't think he would do a whole PR publicity apology to Chris Rock and everyone if it wasn't real. So that answers that question. Number 3, why do I give a shit? I've been watching Will Smith since I was a kid. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all the songs he did with DJ Jazzy Jeff, Summertime, this is since I was a kid. I've been watching this guy for it might even be 35 years since he was when I was 6 or 7 years old and he was an MC out of Philly. The cap and everything, he's like part of my generation growing up, not including the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So he's a very influential person, even today for younger people. And, he's been, on camera for consistently since the mid-90s, since Independence Day, since he became a star. But in the last 20 years, he's even reached another higher level. Like he's an influential person. He's a role model. He's a spokesperson. He's a personality. He's a brand. He has a lot of followers. The things he does or does not do impact millions. People know who he is. He's not just a movie star. He is an influencer on a whole different level. So why I give a shit, I'm so upset about it, because I'm a fan of his. I like the guy. I was happy for him with King Richard. When he does a great performance like Pursuit of Happiness, I'm a fan. I've always liked him, and I've always been a big supporter of his, even on some movies where I'm like, But like King Richard was supposed to be a pinnacle moment of his career and a huge achievement, and supposed to be a positive influence on so many, the Black community, etc. It's a big deal. And it's overshadowed by one false step or bad decision, if you will. And what really sucks is this bad decision impacts, his 30 plus years of doing great work and working hard and being such an influence and positive, inspirational person for others. So it's almost like that's wiped out and blank slated and tossed to the street because of one bad decision. And it really is upsetting, because it's true though, because it's hard to unsee. So it's just upsetting that in that big of a spotlight on a night that is supposed to be his moment of many, but a great moment for him and so many people that look up to him, and he chooses to make that bad decision and slap Chris Rock. Comedians make jokes at award shows all the time. People get roasted all the time. Will Smith makes jokes. He's not a comedian, but he makes jokes. He likes to have fun, joke around. His anger or, the situation got the best of him, and I'm not saying people make mistakes, but it's just really upsetting. It's not something I just can't stop thinking about it. It was just it was just classless and tasteless, and it was just, he knows better. You're in that situation you can't fuck up, and I know it's a lot of pressure, but you're in that situation people look up to you. You have people to influence. You have people to help try to better their lives. I don't know, you're a spokesperson for a lot of things. I don't know. It's just been mind-boggling ever since. So that's why I give a shit. And then on top of that, you throw in the Best Actor speech, which basically is almost like a spin of him trying to say he's a protector. And I get that, but that's not the right moment. You're at the Oscars, global televised event that is year in, year out, seen by millions of people. And your job in that situation is to laugh and shrug it off and then maybe talk to him later instead of getting up and slapping the guy. I don't know what he was thinking. So do you blame Chris Rock or Will Smith? Chris Rock's joke, poor in taste, but it's a G.I. Jane joke. Comedians do these at award shows all the time. In my personal opinion, it could have been the writers. It might not even been Chris Rock. It might have been teleprompter. It was probably him, but you never know. It could have been the producers coming up with the joke. Or them telling him, maybe think about this, or who knows. When you find out later that Jada Pinkett Smith suffers from alopecia, where she's basically losing her hair, and it's a personal and tough thing, and it's obviously that comet hit chord for Will Smith. But it's a cheap joke. It's not a big joke. I don't think it was meant to cut. And so for me, it's easy. I don't think Chris Rock was right, but Will Smith's actions were definitely wrong, and I would easily blame Will Smith. You can comment on that below, or you can tell me that it's Chris Rock's fault too. And I definitely know like some people, I think Tiffany Haddish and some celebrities defended Will Smith for protecting his wife, and I get it. But in the circumstance, I don't, because it's not the time or place. I don't think Chris Rock took it too far. I mean, I've definitely seen a lot of comedians do a lot more tough jokes than that on a national stage or global stage. So I definitely blame Will Smith for, not taking the higher road. Now I'm going to move on to my final thoughts, which is kind of going to sum up everything I've just talked about. Final thoughts. Will Smith's a big celebrity. Gets paid a lot of money for everything he does. I think he's worth $400 million. These type of circumstances, these situations where you're in the public eye all the time, you're also getting paid to be in that situation where you have to keep it together. Like if you would have shouted out and say like, hey, leave my wife out of this, and got angry for a second but not gone up there, I could respect that. That wouldn't have bothered me so much. But getting up and hitting Chris Rock, I still can't get out of my head. I think, like I said before, he should have just sat there, laughed it off, and then talked to him later. You're a highly influential celebrity nominated for Best Picture at one of the biggest award shows in the world, the Oscars, and millions of people are watching, even people that may not know who you are from around the world. Now all they're gonna think of is you're the guy that hit someone on TV because they said a joke that you didn't care about or that it offended you. I don't know, all I can think is like, man, you just like erased 30 years of great work. This was supposed to be your shining moment. All I can think about is like how positive and a great moment this could have been for you and everyone associated with you, and for all the people that look up to you. And that's all I think about. People make mistakes, but this was like just, God, it was just bad, man. You can watch it and have your own opinion. Please comment below what you think. But this is something it's gonna be with me for a little bit, because I grew up with watching Will Smith. So I'm almost speechless at times, like when I think about it, because I can't believe he did it. It's like erasing just all the hard work and things that he's done great and positive with just one bad act. They say actions speak louder than the words, and this is definitely one of those cases that it rings true. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'm glad I was able to do a video, and this is more me reacting to a specific event. It's not really real estate. It is an event that took place in Los Angeles. I love the Oscars, but it's not a topic I wanted to talk about, but I felt like after last night, it's like all I kept thinking about, so I had to do something on it. In the near future, the next video will be about my favorite homes of 2022 Oscar winners, so check that out next. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.